The definition of what?
Hi.
Definition of hi. Yo, guys, what's going on? We are back. It's been a long time. Every single episode, apart from the first one, I've said, yo, guys, it's been a long time since the last one. So, work ethic and that.
And we always say we're going to try and be consistent.
Yeah. We will try and fail.
No, we are trying.
Inevitably. But basically, our excuse this time, I've started school.
Excuse. Yeah.
So, and it's been a bit, hectic. Homework and stuff like that. What's your excuse, Alaadin?
That you weren't around.
True. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I'm going to just blame you for it.
It's all my fault, guys. I'm sorry. That's fine. We have no one to please anyway. Do you know what? Do you know what this podcast is? This is just me saying things that sound weird, you pointing out that they sound weird, and then more stuff, and then in the future we both get cancelled for this. If I ever get cancelled in the future, I'm like 99% sure it's going to be because of this podcast. Something I'm going to say in 10 years will not be okay for me to say. And cancellation, You had your birthday, how was that?
Ah, yeah. I mean, 17 now.
You're 17. You can drive?
Well, I can't.
Well, legally, you can get a driving license.
Well, I guess I can, but I'm not able to.
Yeah.
Actually.
I'm, at the time of recording, I am 17 in 2 days. So, yeah. And my mum ordered me...
Your mum out?
a provisional license, and I'm gonna learn to drive. So you're gonna jump in my car and we're both gonna die together.
Well, now that you say that, I'm not gonna jump in your car. You can die alone if you want. Leave me out of it.
I mean, even if I pass my driving test, I'm not gonna have a car for a while because money,
Hey, stay optimistic. By the time you learn how to drive,
Hey!
you'll be a billionaire.
Optimism. Yeah.
Okay, let's not push it as far as a billionaire, but let's just keep it.
Billionaire, yeah. No, by the time I pass my driving lesson, my driving test, I'm gonna be a billionaire.
No, let's not be too optimistic. Let's just keep it like a millionaire.
Okay, alright,
a multi-millionaire.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
just
Alright,
meet halfway.
that's reasonable. We might be shooting a bit low, but,
Yeah.
we gotta aim low and achieve high. That's the opposite of my school motto.
Yeah, but if you aim low, you won't shoot high because you'll be aiming low.
Yeah. Well, overachieve. We've been waffling for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So
This is probably all gonna get cut out.
Yeah, probably. If whoever's editing can be bothered, that's me. I can't be bothered, probably.
Sorry, guys, you have to listen to this.
Sorry, guys. I can only apologise.
I love how we say guys, and there's probably only one person listening.
Sorry, guy. And it's probably me.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. What's going on right now? What's gone on? There's been the Logan Paul and KSI press conference.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, basically, in a nutshell. Very cringe.
No, in a nutshell, JJ has no dick.
True. That's facts. JJ has no dick. Because, they've become professional fighters. Keyword professional. And you would think with that they would... Well, not even they. I think mostly Logan would, take it professionally. But, why not chant JJ has no dick?
When his mother says that JJ has no dick, you just have to believe it. I mean, why would she lie?
True.
Like, he has beef with JJ. She probably doesn't, so why would she lie?
Well, the funny...
It's just a question of how does she know?
Yeah, that's how it... Where she just openly went, you know what, I've seen that he has no dick. So I've seen him nude in front of me. And that's not something that I think either Logan or whatever his mum's name is.
Yeah. That was a big mess up. Because the moment she says that, there's just the point of, well, how does she know?
Okay. Apart from that, there was just a massive knobhead in the background shouting the same thing over and over again. You know, Shannon Briggs.
Oh,
let's go, champ. Let's go, champ.
Let's go, champ.
That's
literally all he says.
That's 90% of his vocabulary. And I think he should get a dictionary, to be honest. But, thanks to him...
Dick.
Okay. I wasn't going for that, but, you know, let's just...
No,
sure.
I was saying, you know, JJ has no
JJ
dick.
has no dick.
So Shannon Briggs has to get a dick. Yeah, let's just cut this out.
Okay, what was your favourite part of the press conference?
Vidal's diss to Shannon Briggs.
Yeah.
That was literally the only part of the press conference that I actually liked.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there was another one. The one where Logan Paul was like, zoom into my face.
It just doesn't zoom in.
There was no sort of something remotely close to zooming in.
Like. Zoom in my face? Nah.
It's like the cameraman, like, by purpose, filmed him from afar.
Yeah. So, JJ has no dick. Yeah, my favourite part... So let's go back to the Vidal thing. So, he goes up to speak about, like, what they've been doing in training camp and why KSI is going to win. And then...
Let's go, champ.
And then Let's Go Champ says, "Oh, I never heard of him." And then Vidal's like, "Yeah, well, no one's heard of you for the last 5 years." And that was great.
It hit hard because it was true.
And then he had a moment of silence. And then went back to saying, "Let's go, champ."
I genuinely did not know that he used to be an actual boxer until just recently.
Do you know what's funny? Logan Paul said that KSI is getting trained by the Mayweather B team, which is Jeff Mayweather. But Shannon Briggs was trained by Jeff Mayweather. So Shannon Briggs, Logan Paul's trainer, was trained by the Mayweather B team. Surely that means that Logan Paul's getting trained by the people that by the guy that got trained by the Mayweather B team. So he's just the Mayweather C team.
Oh my.
So
right now, I know it's hard to be biased, all right, but who would you like, knowing the facts that we know, who do you think will win this fight?
I'm backing KSI.
Oh, I mean, so am I, but do you think...
Yeah, I know. I think he's going to win as well. I want him to win, and I think he will. Because... Well, okay, there's the thing of he's not been trained... Well, he's been bulking, eating a lot, where Logan Paul's been training from the first fight to now. And he hasn't stopped training. But I feel like KSI just has, like, a better mentality. Like, in the first... why are you smiling?
I thought you were going to say JJ has no...
I think, yeah. Well, when you put the facts against each other, JJ has no dick, so... In the first fight, when Logan Paul got tired, it almost felt like he had sort of given up. Where when he had been winning from the start, and then he almost gave up, whereas KSI was losing from the start and had that mentality to keep going, and then came out strong, and then some would say should have won the fight. And a funny thing that I was watching a podcast with the guy who, with like KSI's his like the guy who organizes everything for him, and he said that they forgot to tell in the first fight, they forgot to tell the judges that they couldn't choose a draw. So they weren't meant to be able to choose a draw.
Lol.
And then that would have changed a lot of things.
Yeah, that would have changed everything.
And I think it would have been like better for the storyline for someone to have won the first one, because in the contract they had 2 fights. So in the storyline of KSI versus Logan Paul, you would have one of them win, and then the other ones, it's their turn to like get the revenge. And then if they win, if there's 1-1, then they do a third fight to end it.
True.
Although 3 fights might be dead in the water at that point.
Yeah.
Considering they're like a year apart.
True. Personally, alright, here's what I think is gonna happen. I just think I think KSI would win, to be honest.
Any reason?
To be honest, alright, for a while I was sort of doubting that because of, you know, what you said, that Logan Paul's been fighting whereas JJ's been bulking. But I feel like now we're at a point where it's very clear that JJ has been like purposely bulking.
Yeah.
That it wasn't, you know, just a meme action that he was messing around. I feel like that was actually part of, I don't know, his regime into training for the fight.
Yeah. And earlier today I watched a video of Fousy going to train with KSI, and the amount of stuff he does every day is insane. Like every single day is actually crazy. If you watch that video and see what happens, it's insane. But also going back to like the thing of, I think he has an amazing mentality. He's achieved in like everything he's done.
Yeah, I know you like music, boxing, YouTube, and not filming. I wouldn't say he achieved in movies.
Wow, Laid in America was a banger. I don't know what you're talking about. Wait.
What was it?
KSI was in a film called Laid in America, but he doesn't have a dick.
Oh shit! Didn't you just expose him?
KSI exposed. You heard it here first. That is the title of the podcast. KSI exposed for having no dick. My favorite part of the press conference was the 2 presenters. When after they had been talking about like training and stuff, one of the presenters was actually a fighter, like a boxer, and the other one, the woman, asked him, "How much do you train?" And he says 5 times a day, which, I mean, I feel like he misspoke.
He must have. I mean, feel like...
And he meant to say 5 times a week. Or he's just lying to look good, I guess. Or...
Well, no.
He's stupid, because if you are training 5 times a day, then just do it all in one.
Like, no. If he's lying to, you know, make himself look good, 5 times a week isn't bad. 5 times a week is impressive. 5 times a day is just like obviously not true.
Yeah.
Like,
but he also didn't seem like the smartest person.
If he's training 5 times a day, then does he have any time to do anything else?
Yeah. Why is he hosting a press conference? Another thing to come out of the press conference was KSI was, instead of talking about, well, do you know what? Do you know what's funny? When Logan Paul came out and started talking about KSI's family, and then, which I mean you would expect is trash talk, and then it's KSI's turn, and he starts talking about Jake, and then Logan goes like, say something that will offend me, and then KSI says, your dog died. Well, he says whatever he said, but essentially your dog died.
Pass me.
What?
Tissue.
He says your dog died, and then Logan Paul's like, wow, man, that was fucked up, man. Like, you just asked him to offend you, and then you're like, oh, wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And I saw him react to the press conference, and he was like, oh, no, do you know, I'm not going to say that's stupid.
No, go on.
No, he was like...
Wait, who reacted?
Logan Paul.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, they were thinking of what he could have said to him, and they thought of that, and their only comeback was just saying, wow, that's fucked up, man. Like, and then they're going
What?
and saying, oh, he's bad at trash talking, when clearly he got to them more than they got to him.
You see, all right, this is something that I or at least I haven't heard anyone point out. But all right, back to the you know Logan Paul talking about Deji and then KSI talking about Jake Paul. A lot of people, or like all I've heard, is that KSI's too scared to talk to Logan Paul, or he doesn't have anything to trash talk Logan Paul with, or whatever. But the way I saw it, at least, is that he was sort of, I don't know, ignoring Logan Paul, or like kind of acting like he's not there, in a sense of that, like to make him feel irrelevant, that he's not relevant enough, and that Jake Paul is more worth it to talk about.
Yeah.
That's the way I saw it. But
he said it in his video that he knew that Logan Paul likes attention, and that he would really get on his nerves if he just went and spoke about Jake. And I mean, it did. He got really annoyed. And then, like, all the I feel like there's a difference between the American trash talk and the British trash talk, because all of the British people were like, KSI definitely won that. All of the American people that I've seen are like, wow, Logan Paul definitely won that. And I don't feel like it's a bias thing because he's from their country. I feel like they don't understand like our comedy, and we don't understand theirs. Well, theirs is trash.
True.
Like, I mean, British comedy is way better, but but literally, like, you have Logan Paul going, oh wow, what he said was way fucked up, and then he just goes out and says, wow, what was that, man? He didn't give me anything. Like, what do you want? He gave you something and you said, wow, that's fucked up.
He's kind of bluffing, to be honest. No, but you know a part that, now thinking back, I actually also really enjoyed and found funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know when they were doing, when was doing like the interviews with the fans.
Oh, the sign.
The sign.
Oh my.
I literally cracked. Like,
literally.
I was like, is she just holding a big pink card? And
it's like, I wrote this message for him, and I think she must have written it in like a pink pen or something.
She must have. I mean,
and that just speaks volumes about Logan Paul's fans.
No one could see it, and the I know who she is. The woman who was interviewing her, she was praising it and everything.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
I was like, is there something I'm missing here?
I saw such a funny video on the press conference, and the guy's like, maybe you should try using a pen. It was, but like, that just says so much about Logan Paul's fans though.
Yeah.
You can't see what's written on it. Use a black pen.
That literally, I was like, I don't know, I was laughing, I was confused, I was all sorts of things.
I was literally in shock when Logan Paul just comes out and goes, JJ has no dick. JJ has no dick.
It's kind of like the Walmart thing.
Well, you are saying that.
They sort of repeated themselves in the sense of that in the previous match, like in the previous boxing, like with the whole Walmart thing.
Walmart.
Everyone was sort of making fun of that in the sense of that's all they were saying pretty much. And now he comes out and does the same thing.
What even were they saying like their clothes are from Walmart?
Yeah.
Even though Walmart's American and Jake Paul's merch gets sold in Walmart.
Exactly. Basically, the way I guess their mindset is because they're both wearing like suits and Deji and JJ aren't. But I mean, Deji and JJ weren't like dressed horribly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you're backing KSI. I'm backing KSI. Someone who isn't backing KSI is Justin Bieber.
You go.
You've spelt with 3 B's here, but we'll just move past that. So Logan Paul made a post on Instagram about the boxing match, and Justin Bieber commented, "Rip his head off."
I know. I felt like. All right.
I don't know where that came from.
All right. Normally, all right, I'd be like, well, it's none of his business. Like, that's not really what he's into. But that's not the problem here. The problem is, I feel like he is too excited for it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if had been like, I don't know, go get him or something like that, I'd get it because they follow each other. They might briefly know each other, so I'd get why he'd say that. But
it seems like Justin Bieber has some hatred towards KSI.
Exactly, he feels like he's really into that.
I think in like 2011 or something, like early, KSI might have like made fun of Justin Bieber or something.
But I mean, hasn't everyone?
But yeah, I mean, Logan Paul probably has. But like, rip his head off. I mean, support who you want. Nothing wrong with that. But
don't rip.
I don't understand where the hatred came from.
Yeah.
But there's been another boxing match recently.
Oh yeah.
Well, the main fight was Slim versus Fousy Tube, which, I mean, I didn't even know who Slim was.
But I think it's Adam Sandler's friend.
But
or maybe a relative. I think it's friend.
I mean, I've seen there was the Fousy Tube versus Alex Wasabi spar, in which Fousy Tube got like dominated for like 2 minutes and then got one hit and knocked him down. So that kind of showed that he was like he had the muscle to fight, but just didn't defend himself in this fight.
Exactly. No, to be honest, alright, like, ever since they sort of announced the fight, I was like, what the fuck, this isn't even, like, arguable. Fousy Tube is just gonna win.
Yeah.
Simply because of how slim is. I felt like he just had no chance purely because of, the weight size. I mean, it's not even comparable. I don't even understand how this fight happened.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
the I feel like the main factor that made Fousy lose the match is that he just didn't defend himself.
His hands were just down.
I feel like I feel like if he did, then he would have definitely got this match. But because he didn't, all Slim had to do was because he had the reach. So all he had to do was just jab him in the face until this happened.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, FusyTube was. I mean, at the beginning of the fight, I looked at like the muscle difference, and I was like, okay, well, FusyTube's won. And then he goes up, and what like I was confused about was he's not defending himself for one, but he's just walking into the punches as well.
Exactly, yeah. And his punches are like so heavy and slow and all over the place.
Yeah, just haymakers just coming out of the sky.
Yeah.
But
I felt like if he had a bit more technique and he just defended himself, he would have like.
And I feel like he is a lot better than that. But when you get into that ring, technique goes out the window. And
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Joe Weller.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, everyone's clowning FusyTube, but I feel like the fight should have stopped earlier though.
Way earlier.
Way earlier. He probably has brain damage. Like you see boxers.
I had that before.
Oh no. He probably. Well, you see boxers who develop like stutters and speech impediments from brain damage in boxing, and that might happen to him because he's just getting battered. And when you're in that point, if you see pictures of him after the fight, he has. It's not even like the hits were hard. It's just anyone that gets punched 200 times is gonna look bad.
Especially when you're walking into the punches.
Yeah. But do you want to talk about the Adam Salah fight?
I watched that after, to be honest. I watched it like really briefly. I mean, all I can really say about it is that Adam Salah win.
I heard someone told me in school that he won, and he was fighting a professional MMA fighter.
I had no clue who Marcus
I think he's
is.
an MMA fighter, according to the person I was talking to you, but that might be wrong. But if he is an MMA fighter, that's impressive.
Yeah, I'd say that's impressive. I know he used to do boxing as a child, but that must
like
have been
he's a YouTuber.
Long time ago.
And what about Jake versus Gib?
About that, just go spam Eddie Hands.
Well,
I feel like Jake Paul doesn't even have a choice right now.
Yeah, that's like if he goes for anyone apart from Gib, he made a poll on his Twitter, and it was like a bunch of people that he's gonna fight. One of them's FusyTube, and that's out the window because we've seen he can't really fight. One of them was a professional boxer. One of them was what's his name? Face Sensei. And then there's Gib.
He had Alex Wasabi, didn't he?
Was he?
I believe so.
I
don't know about the Twitter poll, but that he was on that private poll.
I didn't see
Which I just thought was hilarious.
But yeah, so it's a private poll, so no one apart from him can see the results, which obviously he can easily just say that it was someone that it's not, so he doesn't have to fight Gib. But if you look at the comments on Twitter,
someone else
is like 99% Gib.
Someone else made a poll on Twitter and a public poll. And literally, I believe it was 86% for Gib. It's crazy.
I mean, is at this point it's so obvious if he says this, and he hasn't even spoken about it, and it's been like 2 weeks. And Gibbs said that he doesn't care about the poll because he is private. There's like no way of proving unless Jake Paul like takes a picture of it, and Jake Paul hasn't said anything. And I feel like if it was anything else, he would have said something by now. But he's just there like, well, what do I do? It's obvious that he's won. How do I get myself out of this? And Eddie Hearns even said that that's a fight that he would... Well, at first he's Eddie Hearns, like, oh, only KSI and Logan Paul, they're the only YouTubers. Then there's Jake Paul can fight a professional boxer, like an amateur boxer. And now he's open to the idea of Jake Paul versus Anison Gibb. And I feel like for views, Jake Paul's whole thing is he doesn't have the clout. But Gibb is getting more views than Jake Paul right now.
I think for views, entertainment, a good fight, you know, just to please all the fans, I think it all goes like Jake Paul versus Gibb. But to be honest, like, as much as I want it to happen, like, you don't understand how much I want to see that, I do not think it will. Because, basically, the way I see it is that when you look at the poll that Jake Paul did, like, it was kind of, like, it didn't really make sense. I mean, like, you know, Face Sensei, Fousy Tube, Alex Wasabi, like, what the fuck? You just know that no one wants to see that. And then Gibb. So I feel like, I don't really feel like, I think that it was just a way of him trying to like avoid fighting Gibb. But now that Fousy Tube's lost, considering that Alex Wasabi got knocked out by Fousy Tube before,
it can't be him.
I just feel like there's no other option but Gibb. But I also think that Jake Paul is too much of a wuss to fight Gibb. So I just don't think it's going to happen, to be honest.
Well, Gibb has, like, the whole of the UK scene backing him. And in my eyes, if Jake Paul doesn't fight Gibb, then he doesn't fight anyone.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say. I feel like it's either Jake Paul versus Gibb or just no Jake Paul at all.
Yeah. And I think it's a thing of will Jake Paul prefer to fight Gibb or just not fight at all? And I think he has to fight because
if he doesn't, then it would be known fact that he's too scared.
He like literally, and even if he doesn't fight, even if Anison Gibb doesn't get views for the fight, the whole fight will get him views because it's like the biggest.
I think will happen, right?
What?
Jake Paul's not gonna fight. There won't be a Jake Paul fight, and then they're gonna come up with some sort of excuse saying that the fight couldn't happen or that they couldn't make the fight or that Eddie Hearn, whatever the fuck. They're just gonna come up with some sort of excuse as to why the fight couldn't happen.
Yeah. Well, fuck. There was the America press conference, and then there's the UK press conference happening, and KSI came out and said
Is
that
it happening though?
Yeah. KSI came out and said it wasn't happening because of Logan Paul's team, because of like what happened last time. They didn't want to do it, but now it's happening in I don't know where, but it's happening tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah, on Monday. And the thing is, in America, I feel like there was a decent amount of KSI fans
Yeah.
that went to the press conference, and there weren't even that many people at the press conference. There was like 100.
I felt like it wasn't as big as it was last time.
And the UK one, they had to have tickets because for the like event organizers to see how many people would come, but the tickets were free, and it was there's like 3,000 people that bought tickets, and it's first come first served. So that's gonna be. I feel like the UK scene is a lot better than the American scene in terms of fans and like attendance and things, which leads me on to the podcast that I watched about KSI's organizer was saying that the fight isn't gonna do as well as Eddie Hearn thinks it will, because one, it's on DAZN, which is like everyone that knows these two people know them from YouTube, and to take it to a different platform is gonna lose some people, because some people won't go to a different platform to watch it. Two, it will probably, because he's in charge of it, it will probably be like £20 pay to see it. And
what, to see the press conference or the actual fight?
No, the actual fight. And he thinks that because it got like a couple mil views last time, that it will get the same amount of views this time, just because that's what it did last time. But also maybe the hype's gone down a bit. So, and Eddie Hearn doesn't really understand the world of YouTube.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, it might not do as well as he thinks it will. But I think it definitely could. It really depends. Seeing as it's in America, maybe not many people will actually turn up. And there's not going to be many people that would fly from England to go and watch it.
True.
But I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
However, moving on.
That could actually play a part in who wins.
What?
I mean, if there aren't a lot of UK fans, that might affect JJ's performance.
Well, also, something that I've heard people say is that KSI has obviously been on tour from his album, and that's, in a way, training for, like, performing in front of a crowd. But even then, America still has quite a lot of people like KSI fans. Well, based off the press conference in America, it's not that, considering it's his home country, it's not that heavily weighted towards Logan Paul in America.
True.
But, I mean, he did film a dead person, so I don't blame them. Yesterday, we did something that's quite exciting for me. That maybe wasn't the best way of phrasing that.
Yeah, I think you should just explain what it was.
So I have a song coming out called Way Too Far. Might be out by the time this is out. I'm gonna try and get it out by Tuesday. Today is Sunday. I'm gonna try and get it out by Tuesday.
Go sub.
On my birthday. Oh, what?
So go sub.
Yeah, go sub.
Tune in.
Isaac Tompkins.
Link in the description.
Yeah, and we filmed the music video for it, and I think the shots that we got were sick. I was looking through them yesterday, and the shots, like, just even, I didn't even, like, watch all of them through, but just, like, the actual shot of it just looks so sick.
Yeah, I actually think we did pretty well. Like location-wise, just the shots in general. I think we actually did a good job.
Yeah, we went with like one location in
Right.
plan, and then just went around and found what we could find. And we also went to see Joker, and we were leaving one shot, which that shot took so long. You know, the one by the river?
Oh yeah.
That took like an hour to, not even an hour, like more than an hour to get right. And I mean, it was partly because like every 5 minutes someone walks past and we just have to wait. It's literally the amount of people, like in the middle of filming, you can see the camera, you can see me. Even if you can't see the camera, you can see me, and I'm gesturing towards the camera. So you maybe look at where I'm gesturing towards, because I'm not doing it for no reason, just to be weird in the middle of a pathway. But maybe just like have some decency and wait for like 2 seconds, or go around behind the camera.
There was this one guy on the bike. We were
We
literally.
had
We had like, how long? Very little to go. We had went like very far in.
We were like 2 minutes
and
in.
then this
and
guy
then-
with a bike just whizzes past. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
really? Like, are you really gonna do that?
Yeah, but I have some sick ideas for the edit of it.
That's good.
Um,
We didn't get to find Dad.
no. When we were coming back from that place to go, because we had to go to the cinema, we walked past a place and you pointed it out, and it literally glowed for me.
Oh,
It was the sickest shot out of all of them. We only got one take, but I think it was a good take.
Yeah, it was a quick one as well, but yeah.
We literally stopped. We were like, okay, quickly, unpack all
genuinely-
of this, get the tripod, put it on. But
I genuinely wish we spent more time on that shot, but oh well.
yeah. I mean, we did arrive at the cinema just in time, though. I mean, well, because of the queue for the food and stuff.
Oh yeah, true.
But have you done anything recently exciting?
I can't shoot with you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm also gonna post some of these. We've just edited some of the photos, like the thumbnails and stuff. And I honestly think it's my best cover that I've ever had in a song. It's my best song that I've ever put out. I mean, you heard the song. What do you think of it?
I think it's decent. I think it's very good, actually.
Okay.
You said it wasn't finished as well, right?
No, so
Yeah, it was very good.
it's I did it, but it was just like a demo of it. So I have a lot to do for Tuesday, and homework because fuck my teacher. I'm not going to say which one in case you know.
Fuck all of them.
Fuck all of them. I always think, like, I want to talk shit about people, about teachers, but what if they just stumble across my stuff?
No,
And then-
you don't have to
And
mention
then
names.
in the lesson, they're just like, okay, Isaac, you just breathed, get out. But yeah, there's some teachers that I like, some that I don't. But you know, I
There's
digress.
actually some that you like. They're
Well,
decent.
there's two that one that I like.
1.5.
But speaking about school, we went to a trip to Arsenal football stadium, so I had to get vaccinated for that one. And it was basically like meeting universities and discussing, going to like talks about what options there are after sixth form. And so I went around all like the music universities. My friend that I was going around with was interested in like media, so we went to those. And then when we had finished going to everyone that we wanted to speak to, we went to Oxford, and we were just like making fun of the people in the line. And we were like, oh, we're smart, ooh, look at me. And then we joined the line, and then we were like, let's pretend to be interested in something that we have no idea about. So we were like, architecture, okay, let's pretend to be architects. And then, so we joined the line, we got to the front, we were speaking to this guy, and we were like, yeah, we're really interested in architecture. And then he was going through like all this stuff about, like all this complicated stuff that we had no idea about. And then he asked a question, and he was like, so like what aspect are you interested in architecture? And he gave it, and and we were just like, so he asked us the question, and we were just like,
JJ has no dick.
JJ has no dick. Yeah, so that was funny.
You actually said that?
No, no. We were just like, okay, thanks, bye, and we got a book.
Oh man!
But stuff like that, we got a lot of free stuff, you know, and I saw people from secondary school who were also on the trip. So everyone wins, apart from me because I went to Arsenal Football Stadium. Is that everything?
Yeah, can't think of anything else.
Alright, well, thank you guys for listening. I'm sorry that you listened. Alright, bye.